It's me, Wanda, back again. Getting these steps in, folks, getting these much needed steps in, along with everything else that is needed. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Okay, Wanda, get it together, get it together. How's your day going, folks? How is your day going? Hopefully, it's going good. Hopefully, it is going good. Mine is going pretty good. Pretty good. Getting some things done. Getting some things done. As it should be. As it should be. We'll try to get 15 minutes in here, if not 20. And there may be many moments of silence, but yeah, I just wrote down a few notes. And anything that comes to my brain while I'm doing this, then I will try and I will say it. Walking and talking. And then she tells you she's not going to do a lot of talking, possibly. That's crazy. But I hope your day is going well. Hopefully, yesterday was a good day for you, and the weekend, of course, whole new week, whole new week. Tomorrow is hump day. It goes by so fast, folks. It goes by so fast. Just like this year, we're in the 5th month already. Next month, half a year will be done and out of here. Yeah, it goes by so fast. That's why I tell folks that have infants, small children, don't blink because time really does go by fast. When you got those little ones, they're growing all the time, of course, but it just seems like all of a sudden they're one, all of a sudden they're five, and then they're off to school and doing whatever it is that they do there. But nonetheless, yeah, time waits on no one. Time waits on no one. So we definitely want to make sure that we are using our time to the fullest in a great way, positive things, making sure that we're getting things done. Not that I do that all the time, but it doesn't hurt to tell someone else or for someone else to hear the message again, especially for some of you old heads. Now you don't want to be around here wasting time, and that could be on anything. But I do want to go off into, since it came to the brain, wasting time in relationships, whatever type of relationship it is, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. It don't have to be something bad all the time. If that's just, you may just be wasting time in these particular type of relationships, or with your family members, cousins, aunts, uncles, etc. That you may, be a little bit more than, don't say that you may have a relationship with. You and this one particular aunt, you talk all the time. You and this one particular cousin, you guys are like besties, etc. You get my point. If it ever gets to a point where something is a little bit different, it's possible that the talking or the communicating, however it is that you're doing it, has stopped or slowed down. You definitely want to make sure you ask the question, hey, what is going on here? Is something happening? Did I say something improper? Is something going on in your life? Do you wish to share it with me? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because sometimes, not all the time, it is possible that one person is giving more to the relationship than the other person. You know what I mean? And it's just not to say that everything will always be 50-50. But sometimes one person may be giving 80%, another person is giving 20 or 15 or 10 or 5 or 2, etc. And that is definitely unbalanced. And we have to be aware when these type of things are happening. At the beginning, when these things start to happen or are happening, we have to be aware that this is happening and know that it is not fair to you if you're giving energy, effort, time, etc. to a relationship, to the person, etc. And they're not giving back what it is that you think or that that they need to give back to relationships. So it's an instance of not wanting to be wasting our time in something. Get out if we can with those particular type of relationships, with the cousins and that type of thing. With the husband and the wife, it can get a little bit dicey there because It's possibly someone that you've been knowing all your life. You've been married a long time, et cetera, et cetera. So a whole lot of factors will come into play. I'm not going to talk too much about that because each situation is different. And even on the other side, whether it's a cousin or something, or just friends from high school or friends from college, et cetera, it's different over there too. Like you're not married to those folks. You didn't make a contract with the state. Let's just put it that way. For those that live in the United States, that you're going to do this, and the other. And of course, they can be somewhat hard to get out of depending on if you got a whole lot of things going on. But if it's just you two and you're like, oh, forget it, you can always do it no fault, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If there aren't any kids and maybe not a whole lot of assets involved, then that's a whole other thing. But with regards to the husband and wife, we definitely want to make sure that you all the time have to be talking. And the guys are like, oh, I'm tired of her. She just talk, talk, talk. Like it's never stop. I go to work, the women there talk, 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 talk. And other people too. Then I come home and then my wife says, talk, 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 talk. And sometimes the guys, they misunderstand our communicating with talking. What's wrong with that? Just a little jokey, un chiste, folks. Just a little joke there, just a little joke there. Because sometimes, it's possible that some of us do just talk, 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 talk. We become a talking head, and it gets to take on the nagging. And then guys do not want to hear that. Guys do not want to hear that. So we definitely have to be careful that we aren't communicating all the time. The stuff that needs to be communicated about, the big ticket stuff in our relationship, whatever it is, whether it's the food, the food. Yes, God knows I don't want to be talking about that, but money, things that are going on with our children, things that are going on with us individually, the husband and the wife, things that are going on with us together as a couple, etc. All those things need to be talked about. That's one of the big ticket items, and that more items could be added to the list. But we definitely want to make sure that we are talking and communicating all the time, because once something falls down in any particular area and you're not talking about it, it gets problematic, and then it becomes a domino effect. Having problems with the money, not talking about the money, etc. Okay, we're not talking about the money. Now time goes on, and of course that money problem, builds up, it escalates, etc. The next thing you know, there's an issue with the kid. And with that kid issue, it involves money. Okay, now I can't do something for my kid, or my kid is going to miss out on something that he needs for school, etc., college, whatever, because we don't have the money, because we stop talking about the money, etc., and it gets to be a big thing. And that's when sometimes we ladies can sound like a talking head, etc., to our guy, because the two of us haven't been communicating. So yeah. But back to the point of not wanting to waste our time, because our time is very precious, etc. If it gets to a point, if you have exhausted all avenues of trying to resolve your issue, I guess with your spouse, significant other, etc., you both tried to talk, you both went to counseling to learn ways that you can communicate effectively, how to communicate effectively if you don't know how to do it already. And everyone's had separate counseling, everyone had together counseling, etc. And then you try to go home and work on these things for a period of time, and it still does not work. Then do what it is that you are going to want to and need to do with regards to it. But no one wants to feel as though they're wasting, their time. Also, and two, we have to consider, ladies, not so much the guys, but the guys too. We may want to consider the environment out here. And I'm not saying to do one something or another something. This is just for informational purposes only. I am just talking here, not an advisor, counselor, therapist of any type, etc. You may just want to take everything and start to write down everything. What will happen if I left? What if I just separated for a year? What would happen if I got a divorce for a year? What would happen to me emotionally, mentally, financially, especially that financial part, especially if you were used to being in a home or renting a place, etc. And if it was 50-50, that type of thing, etc. Or you were just doing 20% and the other person's doing 80%. You have to look at that part also too. Make sure you consider that. Like, can I get another job to make up for this? Can I get a couple of side hustles to make up for this? Maybe if you are a single person, no kids, etc., maybe that is possible. If you have a kid and you want the kid to go along with you, you got options, folks. I'm not saying when she said just a joke, folks, just a joke. I'm not saying give the kid to the guy and you going about your business, girl. I am not saying that. Just saying that options exist, okay? But the back to the serious point, you definitely want to make sure that you know what it is that you want, know what is going to be ahead of you when you make a big move such as this. I'm not saying stay in a bad or crappy situation or one that you slash feel slash think is a bad situation, except no one is saying to do that, folks. No one is saying to do that at all, period. Just saying that. Make sure you figure it out. Put pen to paper, figure it out. Definitely look, the big ticket thing for most folks is going to be the finances, of course, finding another place to stay, or maybe if you and the other person worked it out, like, okay, we're going to continue to stay here. Let's going to live different lives. How would that look? How would that work? Because, you or the other person, you need the other person's income to, as you do now, to keep the rent going, mortgage going, etc. Or else you'll be back to, of course, you're going to be back to where you were before, where, if you had an apartment, they had an apartment, you both were paying separate rent, and then you came together. But you definitely don't want to make sure you're wasting your time, and you definitely want to make sure that you know what you're getting into when you get out of something. Ooh. Speaking of kids and college, of course, you all have been looking at the news as I have been. We're seeing that a whole lot of stuff is going on the college campuses with regards to, these conflicts that are happening over there in the Middle East, etc. And is your kid involved in that? Like, is your kid going to one of these colleges where they are doing these encampments, doing the protests, etc.? Is your kid going to one of the colleges? Is your kid actually doing something or another like that, etc.? What are your thoughts on it? I don't know which school it was because so many are doing so many things. And of course, this is commencement time, graduation time. And I think a college, or maybe a couple of colleges, have scrapped their commencement ceremony because of this. I don't know which one, but yeah. What would your thoughts be if it was your child that was graduating this year and it got canceled due to all the stuff that was going on and you had paid out all this amount of money? And money, psychological and emotional, etc. And if you were the mom, I know that the guy is going to have some emotions about it too. He's not going to be, he's not firm about it like we are to everyone on social media and friends, possibly. I'm just saying that I spent all this money, we spent all this money, did all these things, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And at the end, they didn't even have a graduation because of other folks couldn't even have a 3 or 4 hour ceremony after the 4 years and all the amount of money and the plane tickets back and forth and sending the care packages, sending the cash apps and Venmo and all this stuff so that my kid can go to this college, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe you, the parents, took on student loan debt or took on debt for your kid, et cetera. And now at the end of it all, 4 or 5 years, when it's time for your child to graduate and you get to see him or her walk across the stage, etc., it won't be happening for you. We'll just mail it to you, or we'll set up some off place thing where they can come and get their piece of paper. Oh, I will be smoking boots. Believe you me, I'll be smoking boots. And for some of the folks, if they're the class of 2024, they were, in high school when 2020 came around and they were, doing the vid, they were at home, homeschooling and couldn't graduate from high school, and now here, possibly some of them are again not being able to graduate for that. I know two totally different things, and then both of them, or the one thing is a toss up in my brain, but I'm not going to go there. But yeah, just wanted to know what are your thoughts on that? I'll be smoking boots. I'll be smoking boots, but that's a whole other thing. I am always seeing each and every day, and I don't know what's going on, that people aren't checking their lotto tickets. Their lotto tickets, I saw one, and this is from Missouri. I wrote it down. There is a $2.9 million winning ticket out there that someone has not claimed. Actually, someone will be passing by with music, but I think that'll be okay. Yeah, $2.9 million uh, winning ticket out there that no one has claimed, but they got until September 30th to claim the prize. It's in Missouri. It was purchased at a gas station on April the 3rd. The Sun. This is from the Sun. Yeah. Sometimes people will hold their ticket and they want to get their stuff on one side with regards to what they're going to do with their money. Once they get in, they say, okay, they got all these bills. They're going to pay all of these bills. If they had stuff on their credit report that they did not know they had on their credit report, they're going to go back and check that and make sure they get that off of their credit report. Maybe they're going to set up a trust. Maybe they're going to do some renovations to their home, upgrade, update their home, etc. Maybe they're going to sell their home that they have now and purchase a new one elsewhere in another city, country, etc. And sometimes people take some time to do that type of planning. So that is a good thing that is happening. But yeah. But yeah, I'm seeing this like every time I am seeing someone did not claim their prize. And then, well, I'm not going to say they're just putting information out there, and it's not an actual true story. Who knows? Who knows? But nonetheless, and I did see another thing. Well, this was in a place called Hudson, New York, that an Applebee's was closing permanently, etc. I saw that, and I didn't check to see whether there were other Applebee's that were closing or what have you. But with regards to that, and I know that I don't know, it could be different for every place, and I know that a lot of people, you know, do Uber Eats and delivery drivers, all the ones, and and then the local mom and pop Chinese places, et cetera, et cetera. They're doing the delivery thing, et cetera. So I don't know whether people are actually going out a whole lot and eating out a whole lot due to just high prices, even to get there, gas, time, and energy. And then the food prices may be so exorbitant in these places that, like the sit-down restaurant, like Applebee's and that type of thing, Chili's, etc. I don't know whether the prices are so high that they don't want to even go in there and mess around with that. And then a tip that may be imposed on you already without the normal way that it normally happens. And I'm not saying that it's not still happening the normal way where you give a tip yourself. Sometimes they have the gratuity on the bill already, so you don't have to worry about it. But if I didn't get the type of service that I think warrants the amount of the gratuity, then that's going to be problematic. Which to me means I'm not going back to that place. I'm not going back to that place unless the service matched what the gratuity was. But I don't eat out a lot. I cook from home a whole lot, a whole lot, a whole lot. So yeah. I just saw that. I don't know whether there are other or some restaurants closing, etc. But yeah, I've been hearing about the $20 per hour in California. I don't know whether it's trickled down to other states or not for the fast food, but yeah, it's all getting tricky. It's all getting tricky here, folks. Woo. Almost 20 minutes in, folks. Almost 20 minutes in, and I am still talking. I'm still talking. Get these steps in. I may need another something on here because this thing is I think it's doing what it's supposed to do when I sync it. Let's here getting these steps in, walking and talking. Woo. Man, oh man. Always something to do. Always something to do, folks. Always something to do at home and at the job or at the school with your kids. Always something to do to keep you busy. Woo. I do thank you all for coming in. I do thank you all for coming in. I appreciate it. Oh, oh, oh. Well, it is an election year. Of course, there's always an election going on someplace in the U.S. on a Tuesday. Someone died, someone retired, someone was found kissing a rabbit or squirrel or something like that. So they had to give up their seat. How wrong with that? I am wrong for that, but it is an election year. Don't forget that if you vote, please make sure that you register to vote. If you had, and I've mentioned this before, if you changed addresses since the last time you voted, please make sure you contact your board of election online or go down there to the office and give them your new address and any other information. If you got married, if you got divorced and you went back to your old name, if you got married and you're using your new name, do that also one too, because you don't want to get to the polling place and the person that you encounter, one of the election judges say, no, you can't vote. You can do a provisional vote, and they'll just you go over there and do the provisional vote. I don't know. Last time I said vote, I don't know why. Yeah, and you don't want to do that. I've been an election judge, and you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that all your stuff is correct. And if your state have mail-in ballots, etc., I don't know, and that's something that you qualify for, if that's something you want to do, make sure they have your correct information, i.e. the address. Once again, make sure they have the correct address so they can send you the ballot. Or absentee, if states still have that, and if you meet all the requirements to do an absentee ballot because you're going to be out of the country or something or another like that, whatever rules they have for your particular state where you can submit an absentee ballot, you meet the criteria, then do so. Make sure all your information that they have for you as a registered voter is correct. Yeah, you don't want any problems. We never want any problems, so we definitely want to make sure we have our stuff in one sock. Ugh. Of course, we have machines break down. They're doing updates. Your information may not get there in a timely fashion, etc. And I get it. You punch something on your phone and boop, it's automatic. That may not be the case with these bureaucracies, with these governmental machines, etc. I'm not saying that it isn't, but know that it's a bureaucracy. And if you want something done for you or the government owes you something, it's going to be a minute. It's going to take forever. And we all know the opposite. If you owe them something or need something from them, they are knocking on your door, sending you 1,000 emails, etc. But yeah, you want to make sure that you do your part to make sure that everything is good to go if you are voting on this election cycle. almost at 25 minutes. If I can go 5 more minutes, that would be great. I got to do strength training today at some point. I'll probably do it tonight. I got to do it. I got to get that in also in too. Tomorrow's my spend day, and I do think I need to gas up this time. I don't think I even got to a quarter of a tank, but I'm going to gas up nonetheless. I never know when I need to make some moves up out of here, and I don't want to be having to stop at a gas station with everyone else. The traffic, the traffic is horrific. Just on a normal day, if something jumps off where I have to get out of here, I want to be able to go for maybe 3 to 4 hours without having to look at a gas tank or stop and get gas. But yeah, and that is something to consider if you have a family, maybe small kids, and you need to evacuate or something. Definitely have definitely having a full tank of gas is going to be helpful. One less stop to make. Eventually, you will have to stop, but it won't be like at the beginning when your brain is just frazzled and you're probably calling your significant other because that person is at work. It is just a whole lot. It is just a whole lot. It is just a whole lot, especially in those type of situations. You're trying to rustle up the kids, making sure that they're being quiet so you can kind of sort of think a little bit clearly, like, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? What are we going to do next? And you call my husband, he's going to call me back. And you got like 50,000 questions running through your brain all at one time. Did I get this from out of the house before I left, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Did I get the most important stuff? Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. So that's why having a full tank of gas is a good thing. And I don't know, just I was talking, I don't know. Oh, yeah, my sister. My sister came over the other day and we was just talking, and she lives in DC. And I was talking about, yeah, I said, I've been hearing about, the carjackings and stuff over there. So she was like, yeah, it's real bad. And, as soon as the gas run out of the car, they give it up. And I was like, oh, I'm around here. I'm filling up my car every time I get to a quarter of a tank. And if it, something like that happens, and goodness knows, not going to hope that it doesn't. They would be riding around for a while. I'm like, okay, let me reconsider this, having a full tank of gas, but I'm not. That was just a little joke. I'm not. I definitely don't want. Yeah, please be aware of your surroundings at all times. Do your best to be aware of your surroundings all the time. Keep your head on a swivel. It just helps. If you see something funny, trust your gut and intuition, and act on it. And act on it. Whew. And act on it. Better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. And if nothing, comes of it, then that's great. No harm, no foul. You trusted your gut and you acted on it, which is a good thing. And we should do that at all times. And in probably all cases, trust your gut. Go with your intuition. If it's regards to a person, a loved one, or someone you're in a relationship with, trust your gut. Trust what it is that they are showing you the first time. Yeah, just a lot. But yeah, we have to be safe out here. Whew. Almost to 30 minutes. It goes by so fast. Whew. One more minute to go. I do appreciate you all being here, folks. I do appreciate you all being here. Thank you for liking, commenting, watching, all of it. If that would be fantastic. But as much of it as you can watch, I do appreciate it. All helps out. It all helps out. Of course, you can check out my playlist here on Wanda Budgets and Beyond, all of the good stuff. Cash stuffing, I do that. It's Wanda Budgets and Beyond, and something and beyond is the walking and talking and other things, and talking about other things outside of the budget, cash stuffing, etc. That is what the and beyond is, as you all know. Yeah. I do appreciate your time. Take care and have a great rest of your Tuesday.